At least food, shelter, clothing. We know that these are physical needs. It's very essential. But apart from that, there are emotional needs, mental needs, intellectual needs, social needs, and spiritual needs also. It's very, very essential. The emotional needs like bonding with the child. The mother's touch is so essential. When a mother's touch is there and a father's touch is there, it's a demonstration of their love. Hug. Children need to be hugged. Otherwise, we crave for touch. We crave for this touch later on because this is the unmet need. When you are not loved for who you are, you are loved for what you become. You are a good student, then you are loved. It's called conditional love. Parents who are very conditional, they impose conditions. Oh, you get the first mark in the school, then you deserve my love. I'll give you more love. I'll buy you gifts. This is unconscious parenting. This is not a right parenting. Loving children for who they are, not for their achievements. Every parent must tell this to the children. Even though you fail in the school, don't get good marks, don't worry. Mama loves you, Papa loves you. This is so essential. Otherwise, children, they feel conditional love. Where there's a conditioning happens in the mind. This is a very essential need of a child, unconditional love. The second is safety. Children need to feel safe. Parents all the time arguing, fighting, all the time, they are, almost literally fighting, physically fighting, and sometimes fighting with the words, the emotional fights, and the children are brought in the middle. And the child feels very unsafe. What's going to happen? These fellows are now going to fight, and who knows what happens. They may separate. What happens to me? The child feels very unsafe. Most of the times, the conflict between parents is projected onto the children. The child feels that they take the side of the weak parent, like an alcoholic father who is always under the influence of alcohol, beating the wife. The child is witnessing this. The child feels so helpless. Child wants to help the mother. Child wants to protect the mother. Child feels so helpless, so guilty. And that time, the child stops receiving, from parents. They will not ask, even though they are certain things are essential, they want to ask certain things from parents. Oh, they themselves are suffering, they're burdened. How can I ask them? Children, they need this love, safe feeling, freedom. Children who are given complete freedom to be themselves with, guidance. Freedom does not mean carelessness. Parents, most of the times, they think that, oh, I have given complete freedom to my children. It's not freedom. They're really left the children to their fate. They need guidance. They need to be taught in a beautiful, compassionate manner. Certain things, they really receive it from mother and the father. Both are essential. They learn from parents. That's why freedom, I met some meditator friends. They said, my child is now a teenager and she has become such rebellious and she's so angry. She is now refusing to meditate. She is saying whatever I say, she is throwing a temper tantrum. And I asked her, what happened in the childhood? At the time, I didn't know meditation. And I was introduced into meditation, but I don't know much about this knowledge and wisdom of the soul. That's how but I have been interested in jhana prachar. I was doing my spreading meditation to all the people, and I was not there for my daughter. I have given complete freedom to her. I told her, this is not freedom. Daughter needs your guidance. Freedom with nurturing guidance, nurturing, rules. Very important. Many don't know the difference between, carelessness of the children towards the children. They don't care whether the child is eaten the food, child is, how is the state of the child, how is, if the parents don't even ask them, how are you, my dear child, in the breakfast time. They don't ask even, because the parents are so busy. They're engrossed in their own emotional stuff, their own stories. Father is busy with his business, mother is busy with her own emotional story. Children are just left there. It's a very essential need, freedom with guidance. And children need to be respected. Never treat children as kids. Don't look at them as small kids. They may be looking like a small children, but they may be Buddha. They may be like a great masters. Who knows? They are very advanced souls. Never treat children as kids, small kids, ignorant. Look at them as soul beings, divine beings. A conscious parent looks at them as a divine being. They respect the child. Respecting the child is so important. Respecting their ideas, giving them freedom to think their thoughts, emote their feelings, express their feelings, ideas and intuitions, follow intuitions, and also to take risks also. Children, sometimes they become little adventurous. It's okay, they're little adventurous, but they learn. But the parents, mostly they avoid, they don't give that freedom to the child. So few things, like love, which is unconditional, pure love, unconditional love. Second, safety, safe feeling. Creating safe feeling is important. That safe feeling comes in different forms. Parents who are really having this harmonious bond relationship with each other, parents who are really loving, children look at this happy couple, loving couple, and find safe feeling. And parents who are really giving a warm embrace to the children, they feel this safe feeling. I tell you a case study of a girl. When she reached into her late teens, she became depressed, very depressed. And the parents brought her to us for counseling. And when we counseled her, I asked her that to tell what she could not, tell to anyone so far, because I told her everything is going to be confidential. Then she opened up. She said, I was sexually abused, molested when I was a child. What happened to you? I asked her. She said, I was a little girl of 4-year-old. My mother always she's so busy. My father goes to office. My mother was so busy. One day she left me with the neighbor's home. The neighbor's uncle that day molested me. A wrong touch, inappropriately. He violated my boundaries. And it repeated, it continued. I felt shamed. I felt guilt. I felt I'm impure. And I could not tell to my parents. I could not share it. I thought my mother will beat me if I say this. Even the neighbor uncle told me that don't tell to anyone about this. I'll give you chocolates. If you say that, I will punish you. That's what this uncle told. She carried this secret in her. She lost so many things because of the sexual abuse that happened. She lost trust. She stopped trusting human beings, particularly men. Trust is broken. Second, she lost her innocence. She was so innocent till then. Suddenly her innocence is gone. She felt she is so wrong. She felt so impure. And third thing, she lost safe feeling. She used to feel so unsafe. She could not go to, she never liked any man approaching her. When she reached to teenage time, she hated men. She felt so unsafe in the company of men. And no doubt why she is depressed. In the counseling process, she could really come to terms with heal that memory, the sexual abuse memory. Even she had shame and guilt and complex things. So dear friends, look at this. Certain she also was very angry at mother. Why my mother left me at my neighbor's home? She was very angry for mother being not there for her. And certain needs are very essential. When these needs are not fulfilled, the children, they feel a wound. Children, they experience this. One moment, friends. I think it's some problem with the camera. I'm going to fix it. Okay, that's fine. Now I think it's clear now. So dear friends, these needs are very essential. When they're not fulfilled for a child, the child goes into several, consequences like illness and depression, emotional issues. Emptiness is formed in a child. A void is formed. An empty hole is formed. So like emptiness of love, emptiness of freedom, emptiness of safe feeling, emptiness of respect, emptiness of appreciation and approvals. The children who are not appreciated and encouraged and approved, they look for it in the later on life, in the adult life. They look constantly in the outer world. They feel empty inside because in the pre-formative years, 0 to at least 8 years to 9 years, it really is like a foundation which is formed for every child. So, dear friends, this is the second sutra. The needs that need to be fulfilled for the child, the physical, physiological, emotional, mental needs. The child needs encouragement. Parents need to constantly encourage the child. When they want to study something, encourage the child to study. And every child is born with creative gifts. They're talented. Never to discourage a child to not sing, not dance, not paint. And most of the parents, they do that. They discourage the child. And also, intellectual needs. They need to be inspired. Mother and father, conscious parents, they tell the inspirational stories to ignite the spark of intellect in them at a very younger age. They give the wisdom in a sutra format, in a seed form for the children. And conscious parents also, they fulfill this need called spiritual need. What is this spiritual need? Conscious parents, they become meditators. They are conscious of their own selves. Even though they might not be a perfect parent, but they're conscious parents. Conscious parent, I like the word conscious. We don't need to be perfect. Nobody is perfect in the world. But one can be, a parent who is very conscious, ready to learn, ready to evolve, ready to expand. With that, children, they receive the benefit. Spiritual need is parents, before they teach meditation to children, you become a meditator. Before you tell to the children that you have, you must become an enlightened being, and you parents must really become consciously awakened and enlightened beings. Before they say that children to become vegetarians, they must practice it. Spiritual need is giving the tool of meditation to a child at a very younger age. I heard from many of my meditator friends in India that right in the womb, they learn meditation, some children. They have gone through the conscious pregnancy process. Because the young couple who planned for pregnancy, they invited a great advanced soul. They have pre-birth communication. They invited the soul. And during the meditation, 9 months period, during the pregnancy period, all those 3 trimesters, 9 months period, meditation every day, the mother, father, together, they were meditating. The child is born as a meditator. The seed of meditation is already sown. We can see the difference between, those children who are born through conscious pregnancy, conscious birthing, conscious parent, and vice versa with the, other parents who are, very angry, aggressive, and fearful, stressful during pregnancy period. And even after their birth process, the child is born, parents who are really meditators, they become the role models for the children. Children have no other role models. When a child, an infant, a day one newborn baby opens the eyes, what they see is the mother smiling at the child. The mother's love is demonstrated to the smile. The child is so happy to see. The child is touched. Mother holds the baby in her arms, and the mother recognize the touch, because she stayed, the son stayed in the womb for 9 months. They know the touch of the mother. And the father comes, they recognize the father. They have become the role models. When they're meditating, the child looks at the mother and father. Not only they can see the physical body, they can see the auras of the parents, because we are born with a big third eyes, friends, dear friends. Let me tell this. All the children have open third eyes. They can see auras, electromagnetic fields around parents, around people. That's why when certain people, they enter into a place, their vibrations is not so good, the child cries. They don't want to be hugged by them. They can sense the vibes. There are very natural abilities, psychic abilities of a child. So conscious parents, they fulfill the spiritual need of meditation. And they introduce meditation to a child at a very, very younger age. For example, they're not experts. They send the child to a right teacher who can teach meditation to them. So, dear friends, the second is spiritual need is also to tell the child that there's a purpose for life. There's a meaning for life. Asking this question to the child, why are you born? What is the meaning of this life for you, my dear son, my dear daughter? When the child is asked the question, you are sowing the seed. The quest begins. Why am I born? Why am I here? This is so essential, friends. Even though we are most of the adults now in the world, they don't know what they're living for, why they're living. They think they're living because they are software engineers. Their purpose is to earn money. That's not the purpose. It's only for survival. We have not come here only for survival. We are not come here only for eating food and reproducing and having sex and sleeping on the bed. Not for only that. There's something else. Purpose is something different. Survival consciousness is different. Spiritual need is telling the children that there is a purpose. Each one is born with a unique soul plan and a design and a purpose. And one day, the child, through his own self-discovery process, meditation process, they really understand it. One day they have the insight about it. This is so important. Third thing is spiritual need. Telling the children that we create our own reality through our thoughts and feelings and emotions, attitudes and behaviors. We create our reality through words, thoughts, many different ways, our energies. It manifests into certain realities. Child must know that at a very younger age. They must know that they are the gods living in these bodies. Life is created shaped by their own thoughts. For example, when there is a sickness that's coming, influenza, for example, flu is coming to a child, the parent must ask, what thoughts in your mind, what kind of emotions in you created this reality, this sickness? Sick thoughts create sick reality. Healthy thoughts create a healthy condition, healthy body. So teaching that at a very younger age is so important. And we can change the thoughts. By changing the thoughts, you change your reality. So spiritual need also is very essential, dear friends. This is the second sutra: physical, emotional, mental, intellectual, spiritual needs. And third sutra, let me share with you. This is the research work done by many people, spiritual scientists, and pioneers in this is theosophical masters like Annie Besant, Leadbeater, Blavatsky, all these masters, spiritual scientists. And I read a book, I don't remember exactly the title of the book. It's written by Annie Besant about the parenting, And what she shared is inside the womb of the mother, parents are conscious, they're bringing consciousness, they're practicing a kind of meditation. What happens is mother actually becomes the teacher. She facilitates the growth process in the child, in the fetus. The fetus is born without the past life tendencies, samskaras. Main karmic neutralization happens. Parents who are very conscious during their pregnancies, they bring this kind of children. I really like this point, because at a very younger age, children who are introduced into meditation, these conscious parents facilitate the growth. They're creating fertile conditions, beautiful conditions. Ambience is created. The right ambience is required. Without the right ambience, we can see that certain plants, when they encounter a block, a wall is there, a plant is growing and there is obstructed by a wall. What happens? The plant grows in a different direction. It is now curved. It is not stable anymore. It is going to bend a little bit. Even a child encounters certain things, right conditions, right kinds of guiding principle, right guidance by the parents. What happens? The child grows very well, holistically, organically. their full potential will come out. We want our children to really bring out their potential. We don't want them to be remaining as little wounded children all the time. We want them to blossom like a lotus flowers. So this is a beautiful sutra.